Hello! Happy Friday! How is everyone today? We have got a whole bunch of stuff that we have made with the March kit so far. Today we are going to focus on die cuts because, oh my, I have a lot of them from this kit. So we're going to work with those today, but let's have a quick flip through of everything we've done so far. Everything you see in this stack is already a live stream in the March playlist, so you can find a whole real-time video for every single one of these in this order, I believe. So we started here with a starting point, and then this starting point also had torn paper across the middle of the page. We had 2 4x6 photos and working with both busy, colorful background, busy, colorful photos. And how can we make that work? 2 3x4s with quadrants, but shrunk quadrants, smaller than 6x6, more like 4x4. And then a double page spread. And there we got all of those across there. That live stream's long because it took me a little longer than a single page. And then Monday we did this one where we built up some tags. We did this chipboard piece across the bottom for the title and 2 3x4s. Speaking of which, we didn't talk about this during the live stream, but if you're the kind of person who likes to put in lots of memorabilia or lots of extended journaling and therefore you like to look for designs that have pockets in them, this could really easily be a pocket page because you could just make this yellow box here into a pocket. So you do that by just adhesive on 3 sides and not the 4th. And you could stuff all sorts of things in here, either in front of the tags or behind the tags. So there we go. Right. Hello to Elaine, Georgia, Joanne, Gina. Scrappy Rick is here. We have both Joanne and Joanna. China Girl is here. Allison, Jean, Corinne. Yeah. And anybody else who's watching and quiet. Did I say Gina? Hello, Gina. There we go. So that's what I've done with the March kit so far. Now, let me show you what I have left in the March kit. And you will see I have an imbalance. I have a lot of one thing and I'm lacking something else from what I have used this month. So we have this, which you will notice is a tall, narrow rectangle. So straight away, the thing I'm missing is 12 by 12 paper. I do have some bits from the background pack, and that's all I have left. So I'm going to go through those in a moment. But we might be we are going to pull out some other paper to supplement from today. So you'll be able to grab a favorite from your stash. Right, we have got a lot of die cuts. So these are all the Vicky B die cuts here. We're going to come back to that. I have how many of these chipboard pieces left? Yeah, lovely. 2 of the loves, because it was 3, but I used 1. And smile often. So we'll see if I can make that work with today's pictures. I'm not sure. And then we have some tags, a bit more of this floral, and then just there's a bit of the wood grain ledger. Otherwise, tags and the backgrounds, a little bit of floral. We have today, boop, boop, 4 3x4 photos from last night when WB went to watch his best friend debut as Nigel in the cast of Matilda. So we've got before the show, finding his name on the cast board. We've got a bow photo, and he's right there. We've got at stage door, and then the 2 of them walking back to the train together and in his new cast hoodie here. So that's what we've got. April kit notes. Yes, I've pinned the discount code today because if you haven't bought the April kit but you'd like to scrap along with me next month, you can order the April kit right now. And there's 10% off at scrapbook.com today. So I've posted the link. It's pinned to the top of the live chat, but you can also find it in the description box with the video. #advertising. And that way you can either choose from the store, or you can join in by getting similar stuff from your stash and using what you've already bought. And somebody just pointed out that there's some freebies. So we have 10% off with the code SPRING. Then we've also got, if you check the, what do they call it? The coupons page. There's an exclusive shaker tag thank you die set, which is free with your order. If you spend more than $45, there's also a Sizzix and Tim Holtz designed die that looks like bubbles or circles. If you spend $30, so those are in the wrong order, you get a carrot die. There's a die cutting theme today. Or if you are spending $75, there's storage envelopes that are free. Oh, and there's another one. Oh my goodness, there's so many today. $15 gets you a lavender dust card and envelope pack. And $30 gets you a pink fresh pressed petals press plate. Is that like an embossing die, I think? Okay, that's the end of the freebies. Oh my goodness, so many. So if you are stocking up, make sure you go to the coupon page and just click all of the buttons to add those extras, because you wouldn't want to miss out on them, especially if you like die cutting, because goodness, that's a whole bunch. Oh, okay. You could hear me, but you couldn't see me. But me looking at another tab should have nothing to do with the camera. So hold on. I look at other tabs all the time because I have my notes in another tab. Let's just see what I can do here to make it come back. You can still hear me, right? Okay. That's not bringing it back. Okay, I'm just going to cut the camera feed and put it back on, because turning it off and off again is usually what works. So now you should still be able to hear me. We're going to get a weird moment where I have to resize stuff. So maybe put it on this camera for a second. This is going to be cute. But there's nothing there. Oh no. Okay, so we're going to do a different turn it off and on again. So it wasn't. Let's play. Where is the broken thing? All right, so I have stopped and started the broadcasting software. It wasn't that. Well, the connection for the broadcasting software. Do we get anything now? Oh no. Well, this is not fun. Okay. We're on. Hey! All right. Sorry. Now we do this. We get there. It probably goes a little bit bigger usually. Right. There we are. Georgia says, today is interpretive scrapbooking day. We have to blind scrap with me explaining everything to you. I have no idea what caused that. We're going to see if it happens again. Hopefully not. I don't know. Right. Breathe, and on we go. So, yeah. So I was just it went black when I was describing all the freebies, right? Okay. Anyway, I didn't mean to make that go on and on. Okay. So I should do my speech because I already told you about shopping. So, hi, my name's Shimelle. I teach online scrapbooking classes, design scrapbooking products, and help you use them to tell your stories in a creative way. It's not just my hobby, it is my job, and that means anytime I scrapbook on the internet, it's considered advertising. And legally, I need to make sure you're aware of that. So thank you for coming to watch my hashtag advertising. I appreciate you being here, whether you are live, chatty, watch from Tomorrowland, quiet, craft, don't craft, thinking about coming back to craft, or picking up a new craft. All of it is great. You can find the links to everything in the description box, or I've pinned next month's supplies to the top of the live chat, and the description box will also give you where you can go to sign up for classes. You can learn all sorts of things right now, like I'm doing punches, I'm doing layers, and after that we have old stash. So all of those are available, plus an event that I'm teaching at not quite next month, May, called Scrap and Learn. So there we go. Elaine says we could just do pin the die cut on the layout instead of pin the tail on the donkey. I love it. Right, so back to what we have. We have a whole bunch of die cuts. We have photos. I have only full sheets in the background pack. So I have yellows, greens, a few different greens. Oh, because this is some backgrounds from last month as well as this month. More yellows. And gray. So we have all of that. Oh, Kelly is loving the layers and punch videos. There was the layering video on messy and clean layers. Went live last night. So you can find that if you haven't watched it since then. And there's a punch video coming tonight. All good stuff. Right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work with these 4 photos, a couple bits of paper, and a whole bunch of die cuts. And then I'm going to work out what paper it's going with. Gotcha? All right, so let's do a little bend and snap and get started. Bend and snap. Do, 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 do. It was World Theater Day yesterday, so that was a good day to have a debut. Also, the 41st. I can't talk, and the camera didn't work. Should I just go back to bed? 41st anniversary or birthday of Starlight Express. So it first opened 41 years ago yesterday. There we go. So WB chose for he did a little World Theater Day post, and it's a little grid of 6 pictures. So he put a picture of him like at stage door of the 3 different theaters, and then a stage picture from each of the theaters. And when he picked them to put them, oh my goodness, that boy has grown. Like, he hasn't grown, he's still short. But in his face, he was a baby. A baby! And now his face is more grown up. He might still be short. But his bestie is a year and a bit younger. But that's all right. His bestie's dad is also super tall. Embrace the yellow with lots of stars. That sounds like a great idea. Okay. So here we have all of these, and let's go through and pick out die cuts that would work, because these would work, this would work, that would work, that could work. This works. This works. Did I try to use the other day? Didn't? Okay. So we're going to use a whole bunch of those text pieces all together. So not these 2, but a whole bunch of others. I'm sorry, it's still not the birds. It's still not the birds. That's a maybe. I need purple elements because the teams of classmates in Matilda are referred to by color, and he is in the purple team, which is why his name in the shirt is purple. So it has all the classmate names, and then each kid has their own in a color for their team and their role. So maybe I can use a floral by bringing in some purple. Kind of like the green too. Green, pink, purple, blue. Oh, it was brilliant, brilliant, brilliant debut. The bit that surprised me, when they have a whole team of new kids and they have a new Matilda and everything, the resident director comes out on stage and tells the audience that it's their first show. That would terrify me. Don't tell them that I'm brand new. But you would never have known if he hadn't said. It was brilliant. Yeah. The rehearsal period for Matilda, it's the hardest rehearsal period in town, by far. And you can tell. Elaine is like, birds can go with fly high. It could still work. She's trying. She's trying. All right. So that purple, it says Dream Chaser. Cat with balloons. Unicorns, also flying high, I suppose. Ice cream. Oh, I had my first ever terrible interval ice cream yesterday. So for those of you not in the UK, I know this shocks you. It comes up on my feed all the time. Americans coming to the theater in the UK and getting totally, totally confused as to why you get an interval, or you get an ice cream at the intermission. But you do. It's just a very normal thing here. Australians, do you have ice cream at the interval or no? They definitely don't do it in the States. But anyway, normally the ice cream is really, really good. And it was not. It was really not. WB chose far better. He had sorbet, and it was lovely because you can't go wrong with sorbet, right? We have not jumped our clocks yet, but they go this weekend. They go on Mother's Day, so you lose an hour of Mother's Day. Rubbish. And let's see. What else? So anyway, yeah, sorbet was great. The vegan vanilla at the Cambridge Theatre is worst. Terrible. Okay, this is potentially okay, but I think I might have too many that are that shape. And then I'm just going to put these little daisies to the side here. Okay. I think I have enough to start. Sandra says, ice cream at the interval or wine. Yeah, we have that option too. All right. Okay. I wasn't planning to put them together like this, but I kind of like this piece across the middle. So maybe I grid them. Okay, let's do that. What color can I put that on? This is too small. It's a nice color, but it's not gonna work. No. So we go darker blue, still Matilda. Allison says, will WB be working on Mother's Day, or will you be able to have a family day? No, he's working. And the other kid who's working, we both decided we're going to our kids' shows on Mother's Day. The other child who's working on Sunday has siblings, so the parent doesn't tend to watch as much because you'd need more than one ticket. But this Sunday we're at the theater, and so is the best friend. So we're all kind of just stage mumming it up. Right, so if we grid, then we want to overlap the middle to keep the margin the same, we can do that. Our Australian crowd is ready for it to chill out. We are ready for it to warm up here. We had one gloriously warm day this week. It wasn't the whole day. Actually, in the morning on the school run, it was still really cold. So the kids, most of the kids going to school in their winter coats still. But by the afternoon, it was like 18 degrees. So really warm. I know Americans, that makes it sound like it's cold. 18 Celsius, it's warm. They did not need winter coats. So, fun times. So here's what I'm thinking is that this goes in the middle, popped up a bit. With Papillos. Yeah? Okay. I'm just going to put one down for the moment because if I then come up needing to change it, I'm all right. And then I need some black ink here because even though it's black, the edges are white and I want the edges to be black. Allison confirms, 18 is a joy. It's a beautiful kind of day. High teens, low 20s is just gorgeous. Yeah, so once I'm sure that that's what I'm doing, I'll take the other pop dot backs off, but that is the plan. Right, now we're gonna build a whole bunch of die cuts around that. So, let's see what we can do. This one to that corner, and this one to that corner. I think yes. Hello, Amy. Oh, Sarah doesn't want her Australian heat to go away. She'd prefer it stay warm. So in the journaling, I'm going to make sure I explain this. This was so cute because not only they get their cast hoodies at the end of their first show, which is a lovely little gift from production, but WB got this Loungefly, his own Loungefly, specially chosen for him, for his birthday last year. What I didn't realize was that it would be so precious to him that he's been afraid to take it out of the house. So last night, he finally took the tags off it and wore it to an event. So this was a big deal. Also, I wish I had a photo of him without his coat on because the outfit was very nice. The friend's mom, who's very fashionable, completely appreciated. So he's got these wide leg black jeans that have a silver thread through them. So they have like a silver stripe. A Matilda, like a vintage Matilda t-shirt, so it looks like it's been worn by about 8 different children. A blazer, and the Loungefly. And Converse. Of course, the blue Converse, always. So, we're going to do this. So, if I've got these 2 pieces here, then I can build behind them. Yeah? So have a look at the die cuts that I've pulled out and decide which side will they look best on because I can't change the design to make it go that way. So would this look better going that way or this way? It's going to work better over here. That also brings the purple closer to the pictures of him, which I think is a good thing. Oh my goodness, Gina wore a coat once in the past winter. I'm still carrying my big coat. We needed it when we came out of the theater last night. It was cold. and one of the kids hadn't, well, and even they all wanted to wear their hoodies, and their parents, you could just hear each parent at stage door being like, no, you need your coat. No, I want to wear my hoodie. But it's cold and I don't want you to get sick. I want to wear my hoodie. So that's where we are in temperatures. There you go. So we'll do this little floral over to the bottom right. So this leaf is not the same color as these leaves, but it's the same color as that flower. So it's going to work nicely behind there. Then I've got these two little flowers to use as confetti pieces, and might put the daisies in with them possibly. Let's build the tickets up at the top left. Gina is loving this composition. Yay! So I have the library card, which is definitely thematic to Matilda. What would Matilda do without the library? So we've got that there. And this one. Oh. There. Let's grab a background just to see how much space that takes up. We're okay. Can't go much wider, but we haven't gone too far just yet. So let's get the colors then across. So I need pink over here and green over here. I've got a little bit of green. Definitely need pink. I need the turquoise and a bit of purple over here. I think it needs to go, yeah, there on the vertical, because otherwise we're going to go too wide. Oh, but I don't like how those corners are coming together, so let's move this down. And keep in mind we can also go over the blue mat and under the photos here. Like that. Okay, and green and pink over here. Georgia finished a layout yesterday that just needs a photo and a title, and she's just finished one that needed just more. So 2 more pages finished and off her desk. Whoop whoop. Yes. That's not going to want to stay there. Okay. This one I think is probably okay if we can't read it. We can tell it's a ticket shape. We can tell that first word says good, so it's not like it's problematic. I think we're all right there. I know I said I can't go much wider, but oh, I am not up to what my plans are for International Scrapbook Day just yet. We will get there. I think I can go that much wider and no wider. That's it. Okay. Maybe I have to lose the red from this. Oh, but then the black there, I would want a black piece at the bottom. I'm not sure that that's going to work. We'll see. We'll see. But the flowers can. And the reason I haven't figured out what I'm doing for International Scrapbook Day is I don't know our theater schedule for that weekend yet. So I don't want to make any plans and then be like, oh, what? This is now difficult. So instead, I'm just hanging tight, and I will work it out then. Right. Oh, Amy's last performance is on Scrapbook Day. What show are you working on at the moment? I think you've told us, but I've forgotten. I'm sorry. My brain's not holding in the relevant information. We've used quite a few of these, right? I think 4 texts is too many texts. So we'll take those 2 out. But we've not done badly here. We could do that. And then bring this green one over here. This way, but put something else over the top of this. Oh, Amy's at school doing a Wizard of Oz. Amazing. What is your Toto casting? Do you have, I have done all of these. Do you have a plush Toto, like a toy? Do you have an actual living dog, canine Toto? Do you have a human playing Toto? I've done all 3 of those, and then I've also seen puppet and animatronic Toto, but I've not done those 2. That's always my question when somebody says, oh, we're doing a production of Wizard of Oz. Okay, tell me about Toto. I need to know. Right, I want something to go over the top of this green square. And I kind of like to bring in a bit more purple. I don't have that in the die cuts or this kit. So I might be able to grab a bit of leftover from something else, kind of purple. Do I have such a thing? Do I do that? Oh! So they have a student who was practically begging to play Toto, so she is perfect casting. I love it. Love it. Right, what do I have in leftovers that's purple? This is the same collection. This was stickers, but I've used most of them. Okay, I'm going to leave them out just in case, but that doesn't give me my purple square. Purple square, what would you be? Oh, what about one of these? That one? I know it's not purple. Could also be that one. They're all really cute. Which one do we think? The blue? Oh, that's it. I was thinking, is that different? No, I saw that one. Okay, I think I'm going to go with blue. So we're going to tuck this all the way under there. And then we're going to add that on top. So we probably want to bring one of those to this side too. Or just bring the matching one. That's like in a straight line, so not there. Okay, I think I'm going to wait to put that one on before, or until after I've got it on a background. Okay, so we got some pieces that might still come into play. We have nowhere for extensive journaling where I've said that there's lots to write and this is how much space I have. So we'll deal with that. Now, we've had requests to stick it on yellow. I'm not 100% convinced, but I'm going to let it sit there for a moment. And I'm going to give you some other options. We have got, let's see. Okay, this is Vicky embellishments. So let me start with my Vicky papers. I don't have the biggest stack of Vicky papers because I tend to use them pretty quickly. So that's, oh, you're right. April is reminding me I have the Reasons to Smile papery pack and it has purple journaling. Yes, so I could do that and give myself a journaling bit. This is like chaotic, but also cool. I mean, that is yellow, but no, that one, not that one. No. Could work, but then is very pink. Purple. Ooh, purple? This is also nice. I'm gonna give you those two, I think. I'm just gonna check through here. I do have a duplicate of the one that we had before. So that's this one that we used the other side. I have a second one. I mean, all of these look nice. So you've got options. Okay. There's a lot of capital letters for the purple. So I think we're going purple. Okay. I should count up. I wonder where I'm telling you, like, the Vicky stack is not all that big. How many papers do you think I have in that stack to qualify that as I don't have a lot of Vicky papers? What is the number that's acceptable? Okay. Everything is tacked together a little too lightly, so I need to get sticking. This is going to go in the middle. I'm going to sneeze. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Okay. Do we want anything underneath there? Yeah, well, I was just going to say, Georgia says, I vote some mixed media. I was going to say, do we put some, like, scrapings of white underneath there? Jean says, as long as it fits on the shelf, it's fine. And it's true. Like, my paper is the most hashtag organized thing I have because shelves, it goes on shelves. Full sheets of paper are great. How do you store, these? I love that you think I have a method. No, they just exist in the ether until I get fed up and throw them away, put them in the recycling. Okay. Yes to the white paste idea. Let me see what I've got. There, I can see you. Look at me, Georgia. I knew where it was. The thing I don't know is if it is still a good pot. It might not be. Nope, we're good, we're good. We're in business. Palette knife. Let's go. Gina wants the paper storage racks. I bought them when a store went out of business. Sorry. Originally from Basil Basics way back in the day before they were bought several times. All right. Happy so far, or is anyone panicking? Amy, where does this fit on your comfort zone? So what I'm hoping here is to only scrape in the horizontal. That's my plan. I don't want to add the vertical. Just criss, no cross. You'll make you jump, jump. I do like this, where you scrape back some excess, and then you come back and put it over the top, and you just get like a little brighter section. Starting to pick up the pigment from the purple paper. Okay, Amy is all good. Joanne says, we've all gone quiet. This is the Vicky B gesso in white. It dries as you go, so this is almost dry now. Now, what I'm going to do is just hold the big block of photo and stuff, technical term. I'm not going to put it down on this yet. I'm going to hold it to see where we are in terms of how much white shows, and should I scrape further out to the sides. I think actually we're not too bad, but I could do with maybe just pulling the edges a little bit in case there's any extra that will pull. Looks like no. Oh no, it's not glue. I mean, it's kind of tacky. So you can collage glue with gesso. Like you can take tissue papers and that sort of lightweight stuff and put it down with just gesso, and it'll be all right. This kind anyway. Some gesso is not sticky at all, but this is. Okay, now, trick. It will stick to this as well. So while that dries, we clean this under the tap, which is soap and water. And then usually by the time it is cleaned, the gesso is just about dry. Sorry, my sink is definitely not on camera, but it's just behind my desk in the bathroom. So you get sound effects of me cleaning the palette knife. Here, I can put it in smell-o-vision so you can imagine. There's a pumpkin spice scented candle. I think it's my last pumpkin candle left from autumn. I can do pumpkin year-round. And my soap dispenser is the one that makes the soap bubble into a Mickey head shape, because of course it is. There you go. knife. And hopefully a dry page. Allison said her lack of imagination would never have taken her here, but she likes it. All right. We're a little bit sticky, but not much. How long will it take to dry? Hardly at all. There was some glue on this here. Okay. Okay, it's dry enough to work with. I can do it blindfolded. Now, because remember this is only tacked and everything is a bit wobbly, we're going to make sure that there's adhesive on every layer so that it's actually going to stick to that background and now stay put rather than wobbling around. We're going to go there, maybe a little further up. Yeah. And then pop top backs off this. Kelly has the same soap dispenser. Oh, Allison needs to know more about this soap dispenser. So you use liquid soap that like foams, but we just use the, what's it called, Castile soap, where you put a little bit in and some water. And then when you pump it, instead of just getting one blob, it has 3. So you get one blob with an ear and an ear. See, they're all circles, so it makes a Mickey head. And yes, we've had it long enough that it was a big, how can I make sure that my kid enjoys washing his hands and will actually wash them with soap? No regrets. Oh, Gina says this is her favorite layout of the month so far. Yay! Right, so I think we're going to give up on putting any of these on today because, no, too big. So we'll try and do one of those on Monday. I would like to do, we've done with the different chipboard, we have done, what have we got? We did just a plain oxide brush on the color. We did a heat embossed one to make it like look really thick and shiny like enamel. We did a matte finish with distressed things. So we still started with an oxide, but then we also used a little bit of stamping, some normal distress ink. And so those are the 3 different techniques we've done. I would like to make one of them a really bright color. Can I make that work for Monday? We shall see. But yeah, I'd like to see where we've done kind of more distressed looks with them with the first and third examples. Second one was quite bright, but I'd like to do one that's like super bright. Maybe rainbowy? I don't know. Okay. Wanted to put a heart on this side to make it work. So let's see. Yeah, I think that one or that one. No, this one. Liking this one. Now we can make both of those even a bit more dimensional by just bending these pieces. Will they eventually get smushed in the page protector? Yes. Do I care? No. Because it looks nice flat, so if it gets a little smushed, it's okay. But really, it tends to keep a little bit of dimension, just not quite that much, and that's fine. All right, what else are we going to add to this? Journaling. Oh, and I've stuck all this down without putting the journaling paper on. Classy. Okay, where did I put that die cut pack that you were reminding me of? It's right here. do I add purple journaling box around this side to then kind of stick with the journaling starts there? I think that's the answer. Oh, Gina has been hoarding the Vicky hearts. Now she does not have an excuse to not use them. No, use them. Use what you buy. If you put it in your album, you can look at it for years. You can have the happy feeling of, oh, I loved those hearts. I found a great place to put them on my layout. They make me happy. I'm glad I bought them. Glad I used them. Versus if you keep them in your stash forever, the feelings are, oh, I really like them, but I haven't ever used them. What am I going to do? Maybe I shouldn't have spent my money on them. Yeah, so put them in an album. All right, so we've got more journaling room now. Yay. Do I want to add just like a strip of that? Should I have cut off a strip of that? Or just like a purple label or something. I might have something in here that will work. Different color of purple. And I have two. I don't know that I'm going to use two, but there's something I can see. Ah, there's my little purple label. That can work. Okay. And I'm sure I will have more Matilda pages to scrapbook because it's not like we're going to see his best friend only once. So I'm going to try to remember that I also have lots of book motifs in Reasons to Smile. And so maybe I do a book-themed Matilda layout. That would be good. Okay, I'm going to take a couple purple pieces there. Rather than, I'm going to cut a few purple pieces, instead of cutting into a big die cut to get what I need. So, how does that feel? Oh, it's washi. Okay. So, I thought I just had 2 sheets of the thin paper, but nope. I had washi. This is thin paper. Okay, and then I've got these 2. Oh, we did walking alpacas. Yes, that was good fun. And Georgia is making a layout about it, and it has pom-pom trim. Excellent. Okay, so we have all the shades of purple now. Yeah? So many purples. And then take that same piece over here. Nope. Go further in so I don't end in the same place. There we go. Just a tiny bit there. And then we're going to add these pieces. Well, the back definitely separates, but it did not separate in the right place. There we go, second time. Got it. Yeah? Okay. Feel like we need now turquoise dots because we have this like little bit here, little bit here. Nice, happy splash of it. So let's see what we got in terms of blue-greens. Ooh, I've got a whole unopened pack. Looks like that shade to me. Is it that one? Oh, we can go lighter, we can go darker. I think it's this one. Stick with the one I thought. Three there. So with all the pieces that I have here, I'm looking for little boxes. So I've got a little box here that's not going to have stuff in it. I've got a little box here that's not going to have stuff in it. Now obviously I need to leave some room for journaling. I'm not going to just cover all of the lines with dots, but that's what I was looking for. So I've got a box here as well. It needs, I know that's 3, but I haven't really gone with triangle here. So we're going to put another little group down here. And I know it's not in a box because if I put it in any of those boxes, I'm losing journaling space. Okay, I think it needs, one, can you see that the gesso is going a little bit pale pink because it's picking up the color from the pattern paper? I just want to point that out so that when you use a product like that, it doesn't freak you out. That is what will happen. If you are using it on a color, it's going to pick up some of the color. I like that. It's all good. It's going to match. It's just going to be a really light shade of the color that you're working with. Now, it needs metallic. Do we go gold? Do we go rose gold? Do we go silver? I'm kind of thinking we go rose gold. Yeah, saltwater taffy. Don't want to put too much in the journaling boxes because we want to be able to write. Yeah? What do we think? So here's a little zoom in on the details. That green is not as neon as it's looking in the light on my monitor. So we've got a corner there. Our favorite of the boys who stay under the blazers to not get thrown in chokey. And my favorite bit of the whole thing, because I know what in a musical you have what's called a track. So all the different lines that one particular performer would say make that track. And sometimes you might play more than one character within that. So like the classmates are mostly the classmates, but they play other children at the very beginning, or we're kind of led to believe, are these the same children that they grow up to be, or whatever. anyway, the track, I kind of knew which lines he would have. I knew he was the kid under the coats. I knew he'd be Spider-Man at the beginning. But I wasn't quite sure which lines were his track in Revolting Children. And he sings, and draw rude pictures on the board. And I could not stop laughing when we got to that bit. His delivery was a piece de resistance. It was beautiful. And he has a gorgeous voice. Because I know what he sounds like, I can hear him singing within the group. And he just has a glorious voice. Yes. Right. Oh, Rita says Cherry on Top is teasing her because they provided status on an order and said they're waiting on the sticker book and it still says March. Well, I have exciting news, I think. I have a tracking number that's coming from Utah to here to arrive in the middle of next week. I'm really hoping that means samples of Live the Dream. I hope so. We'll see. I don't know. But I hope so. I hope that's what it is. Otherwise, I don't know what it is. But I have a tracking number, so something is arriving. Hopefully without a really big import bill, but who knows. Last time I had to pay a pretty big import bill to get my own collection. So anyway, but let's just stay positive and hope that it's that. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I'm so glad that we could use a bunch of die cuts. Shall we count up how many we ended up using just from the ones that are in the kit? So from the kit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 from the kit, plus a few extra stickers and die cuts added into the mix. That is not too shabby. You can do it. You can use the supplies that you buy. Thank you so much. I will see you later. Here's what's coming up. The layering video that went up last night, if you didn't see it already, that's clean layers versus messy layers. That's in the I Love Layers forum. This evening, there is a punch video, which is the one that has more. So there were 2 videos about one particular technique, and the first one has less. The second one has more. The more one is coming tonight. And then I will be live here again on Monday at 1:30 p.m. That's the plan. I will see you so soon. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it and you want to give it a thumbs up, that's super duper awesome. And here's an extra heart for your weekend. Thanks. Happy Mother's Day if it's a Mother's Day for you. Oh, yes, clocks change this weekend.